Wow, it's really funny standing here because just over there is Hong Kong and obviously here is Shenzhen, and it's amazing to think that just in 40 years that Shenzhen has caught up with Hong Kong, and I'm so excited to think that now these two cities that were once a whole world apart are now so similar and joined by that bridge there. For the first time in history, both sides are really well developed, so what are they going to become in the next 40 years? I can't wait to find out.
Before learning about the development and history of Shenzhen, I first found this place, the Dongjiang Column Memorial Hall, which records a very special period of Shenzhen's history. The Memorial Hall commemorates the Dongjiang Column, an anti-Japanese guerrilla unit in Shenzhen. They stood up bravely to the foreign invasion of their territory. Everyone who fights for peace is a hero, and this gives us a deeper understanding of the history of Shenzhen.
Gosh, this installation just reminds me just how horrible that time must have been for the people that experienced it for themselves, and really puts COVID-19 into perspective. And I just hope that this kind of thing never ever happens again. Peace is delicate, so let's protect it.
Looking at all that history, I can't imagine how Shenzhen managed to transform itself from a frontier farming county into an international metropolis in just 40 years.
So I've come today to the Shenzhen Urban Planning Exhibition Centre to have a look around, and hopefully some of my questions will be answered. Let's go!
After entering, I saw an exhibition on the 40th anniversary of China's reform and opening up. It looked wonderful, and I thought, I must be able to find the answers I'm looking for here. Take a look how people lived in Shenzhen 40 years ago. They've developed at such a rapid pace to become an international city. I admire the perseverance and persistence of the Shenzhen people, which is probably why Shenzhen has become such a successful city in only 40 years. Reform and opening up has totally transformed the city. The iconic slogan of Shenzhen is "Time is money, efficiency is life." This is also the slogan of Shenzhen's reform and opening up, which reflects the city's fighting spirit.
This area is really cool actually. There are so many areas of Shenzhen that I just had no idea that existed, like a power station, a shipyard. These places I had no idea they even existed because it's places that I wouldn't usually go to, so it's been really interesting.
Today, Shenzhen is a city of innovation and high technological development. Many companies in the areas of science and technology have already become world-leading. Throughout Shenzhen's 40-year development, urban planners have taken great care to protect the environment as much as possible.
Just looking at this, I cannot believe all of this was built in just 40 years.
There are more than 1,000 parks in Shenzhen, and air pollution is minimal. It's a very common sight to see blue skies and white fluffy clouds.
Wow, after looking around this area here, I've realised that there is a huge emphasis on making sure that with all of the development that's going on in Shenzhen, that there's as little impact on nature as possible. So they're really trying to take care of all of the sea life in the area as well as all of the land animals as well, making sure that their environment is disrupted as minimally as possible. So it's really good to know that they're still taking care of the environment even though they're developing at such a rapid pace. It's really great. Wow, I had no idea just how much stuff was underground in Shenzhen as well. It's totally a 3D city. It's like an iceberg. There's almost more of Shenzhen underneath the ground than there is above the ground.
Although Shenzhen city as we know it is only 40 years old, there's actually so much interesting history before that.
Well, that's cool. That was the border before. It's been really interesting coming here today, actually. I've really loved learning about how Shenzhen has developed from a small town to a city just in 40 years. And it's a city that is so inspiring, so creative, so fashionable, and so internationally recognized as well as being a city of the future. It really is a shining beacon of just what cities can be like in the future. And to think that all of this has happened so quickly is just incredible, and especially with such care for the environment as well. It's been really wonderful to learn about this today.
Shenzhen has gone through 40 years of trials and hardships. It's one of my favourite cities in terms of modern urban construction and urban planning. I love how fashionable it is, and I love the innovation of this city, which has arguably created a miracle in the history of industrialisation, urbanisation and modernisation. Only 40 years to build an international metropolis. Shenzhen is really incredible. And now they plan to build Qianhai area to become the Manhattan of China. Now I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future holds for Shenzhen.